Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact for Matthew Aldridge.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, his authorization to do legal representation.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
All right, everyone. Today's court hearing is completely wild. We've got a man identified in the paperwork as Matthew Aldridge, but the individual standing at the podium is claiming he doesn't have a name at all. He's referring to himself as an attorney of fact, which, for the record, isn't even a legitimate legal title, like many sovereign citizen types. He's trying to argue that the court has no authority over him. However, courts have jurisdiction over individuals within their geographic area. Plain and simple. The judge isn't entertaining his claims for even a second and ultimately shuts him down in a pretty memorable way, clearly outmaneuvering him in the process. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yes, sir.
I don't have.
You don't have a name? Pardon?
I'm the attorney of fact for the respondent mayor.
Well, let me explain to you. Only an attorney at law can stand in court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
No, I do not at this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't we court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me.
Have a copy of it.
Oh, apparently there's a copy here.
Here, the guy is claiming to be an attorney of fact. And to support that claim, he literally hands the judge a single sheet of paper. You didn't really get to see it because that part moved slowly, but the document supposedly quoted some made-up law that he says gives him the authority to represent Matthew Aldridge. For anyone wondering, actual attorneys have to be licensed by the state and follow established legal procedures. None of this DIY, one-page legal fantasy approach. Sovereign citizen types like this often argue about jurisdiction as if simply declaring themselves above the law will make it true, but that's not how it works. Courts operate based on established statutes and legal precedent, not imaginary rules. And this judge clearly isn't interested in entertaining any of that. Honestly, is this sovereign citizen movement becoming more common? Or do these cases just stand out because they're so bizarre? Let me know what you think.
Well, I find that Matthew Neal Aldridge has failed to appear personally in this court for the plea day on his case, which is set for trial tomorrow. And as a result, you have no standing, sir, under what I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation. And I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee, and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on a what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Question. Is that an Article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an Article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time to all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. No, you will when I'm finished talking. You are wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are in fact Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered.
This judge is handling the situation like a total professional. He stays calm while shutting the guy down at every turn. The man barely even had time to push his attorney of fact argument before the judge broke it apart piece by piece. It almost seemed like the judge either took it personally or, more likely, has dealt with this kind of thing so many times that he knows exactly how to respond. When the guy started quoting his made-up laws, the judge wasted no time addressing it. And I have to admit, it was kind of funny when the judge made that comment about not being able to utter his name. You don't usually see judges show much personality like that, since they tend to stay very stoic. From the beginning, though, it was obvious that this judge wasn't going to entertain the circus act or let it drag on. At the end of the day, it really highlights how pointless and ineffective these kinds of courtroom stunts are.
Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are in fact Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go.
Sovereign citizens really are in a category of their own. These are individuals who believe they can remove themselves from the legal system simply by claiming they don't recognize the government's authority. They often reference ideas like common law or the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code, while completely misunderstanding how those laws actually function. To be clear, courts operate under federal, state, and local laws that have existed for generations and are grounded in the Constitution. There's no loophole that allows someone to just declare that the rules don't apply to them. Yet people with this mindset frequently flood courtrooms with unusual arguments, wasting time and ultimately accomplishing nothing except adding to their criminal record. From a legal standpoint, the sovereign citizen defense collapses because of jurisdiction. Courts have authority over individuals within their geographic boundaries, regardless of what personal legal theories someone claims. Those arguments might sound convincing in online echo chambers, but judges have heard them countless times and don't entertain them. In fact, attempting to avoid taxes or dismiss charges like speeding tickets using these tactics doesn't just fail, it can lead to additional penalties for misusing the court's time. It's hard to understand why people continue trying this approach. Do they believe they're truly outsmarting the system, or is it just a misplaced sense of rebellion? Either way, it comes across as misguided and honestly a little sad. They aren't challenging the system in any meaningful way. They're simply undermining their own credibility. That wraps up today's breakdown. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your thoughts about sovereign citizen arguments in the comments. Thanks for watching, and take care.